300,000. You only get so much till it's gone. They're selling mag lights on 45. Hey, Sophie. They say nothing lasts forever, but they ain't seen us together. Only way to move our dances in your eye. Thank you. They're Walmart special. What you doing? The things that I can look at my whole life. I can't come on here tomorrow night because I'm going to my baby's football game. She's in band. So we got to watch the halftime show. It's the last game where we can actually see it, and I hadn't seen it this year. I'm slacking. Hey, lucky girl. Let me guess, it's breakfast time at your house. Did y'all have a good day? You just chilling? Yeah, sometimes I chill and then my brain starts going nuts and I think I need to go live, so I'm here. They say nothing lasts forever, but they ain't seen us together all the way. I messaged my guy friend, will he open up eventually and offer a relationship? A million other things that I could look at my whole life. Yep, Lucky's having her coffee, see? I know she's about 12 hours away from me. That's how I figure it in my brain. You need some advice. So you got a friend that you want, you basically have a friend that you want to date, right? I'll be very honest, Sophie. So have you ever been anything but friends? That's my next question. Has it always been just friendship? A little, she said it, but she put an LOL on the end of that, so. All right, so what I would say is, if you've just naturally created a bond over years and been their friend, then it's not an off thing. Like, there's nothing off about it. You're not being led on. You're just their friend. But if the LOL means something like no strings attached, something happened, then that man could be thinking in his mind that it's okay to lead you on. Not because he doesn't like you or whatever, but that's just how men think. My opinion. I could be wrong. This is just my Marley opinion, you know? So it's like once you go to a certain spot with them, you can't go backwards almost. You know what I mean? So then it feels like you're stuck in a limbo land with a person. Hey, Dan. So that's all I'm going to say. So if you have been a friend with this person for a long time and that's it, just friends, then that's not unhealthy. It's just a friendship, right? But if it's all mixed together, then this person could be like thinking they could get away with it, leading you on in a way. Moving the goalpost. Don't let that happen to you is all I'm saying. Don't give them relationship benefits if they don't have you don't have a commitment. That's all I'm saying. Just my opinion of it. She say, okay. All right, let's see what comes out. Maybe some things last forever after all. Well, damn. The devil came out, and the temperance card is at the bottom. And then there's the Knight of Swords. So with the temperance card at the bottom, this can say, you know, this is unfolding. You have to be patient with this person. But the devil card says, you would, Sophie. I hope you would. I would do my best to make you giggle. But this darn devil card got me looking side-eyed. I don't know. I feel like y'all are going to have plenty more conversations, Knight of Swords. As long as you allow this to unfold, there's going to be plenty more talking between the two of you. But I just don't want to leave out the devil, because that can be like a sex-based connection, right? And if you want a commitment, don't settle for that. And if you've done anything that matches a relationship so far and you don't have a commitment, all you got to do is cut it off. And if they mention it, say, look, I either want to be friends only or I want a commitment. I'm not someone that can go in the middle, you know. But they can sing us together. So that's not, you know, you're not doing anything wrong if you do that. With the devil card there, I would say that. Lucky says she's in the calm before the storm mode. That sounds dangerous. You about to beat somebody up over there? Or are you just sucking your coffee down? That's what it feels like, Sophie, with the devil card. Because some men look at a relationship like a commitment as being tied down too, you know? Like, they look at it as a negative thing, which some women, being tied to some women is a negative thing. You have to take each situation individually, you know? Being tied to some men is a negative thing. And then the shitty women give all women a bad name, and the shitty men give all men a bad name. When someone gets hurt, they like to throw that whole men are crap or women are crap. No, the women or men you picked were crap. Own that. Take accountability for it. That's what I think. Oh, because my products are still undergoing research and development. Lucky's over there under R&D. On the mountain, so we built out a valley for me. Well, Sophie, ain't one of your kids in band? Or am I remembering it wrong? I thought I remember you saying that before. Somewhere in the valley below. Nothing like a good old Southern gospel song on my playlist. Your son, my daughter's in the 9th grade. She's in there. They make them practice a lot. Is it just me? It seems like they have to practice a lot. Yeah, my daughter goes October the 18th. They have a competition. And it seems like she has to contribute a lot of energy to that band. But she likes it, so I let her do it. But just my opinion is it's a lot. There's Rudy Blue. Hey, Rudy. He practices a lot, and he comes home until 8:30 at night. Yes. Thank you, Rudy. I'm glad you came in. And then sometimes the games will be far away, and then I'll have to pick her up at like 2 a.m. I was live on here a couple weeks ago on a Friday night, and I was at my mom's trying to stay awake by drinking Mountain Dew so I could pick her up at 2 a.m. It's rough. They have to like band. That's all I'm going to say. Somewhere. What you been up to, Rudy? I hadn't seen you in a while. He draws me aside. 4 a.m. I've never had a 4 a.m. one yet. Damn. This is her 3rd year in there. But I feel like if they went to playoffs, it would be even farther away. But they have like a couple different ones they have to pick up late, like 2 a.m. She's in the 9th grade this year. But it seems like every year it's the same. You have to do all those hours at the band camp thing. And then you have to practice every night and go to school. Hey, Texas. And I'm too old to stay up that late. I'd be about to fall asleep. But the mama in me, you know, keeps myself awake. But hey, Fiona. See, Rudy, you haven't caught me up. I didn't know all this. So you having some medical stuff going on. Damn, I done dropped my chat. Let me see if I can fix it. That's cool, Dan. Hey, Ocean Summer. And also, if they, I think if they go to playoffs and they go to like the final game, it would be like in Athens, Georgia, at the Dome, you know. But I don't want them to go that far because my mama heart can't take all that. I know that's bad. Rudy, you got somebody helping take care of you and them babies? It sounds like you need some assistance right now. Yeah, my daughter's been gone for a week one time. And this was to a camp, right? And I went when I was a kid, so I figured, and I knew the lady that was taking them, like the chaperone from our school, so I knew that they would be okay. But they weren't allowed to have their phones except for on the way there on the first day and on the way back. I didn't like that too good. Hey, Intuitive. You said, I applied for 2 social work jobs recently. Will I have a successful outcome? I hope so, Rudy. I hope you have some help. All right, Intuitive. Will you have a successful outcome? I don't know how to read that, what you wrote in the chat. I don't know how to say your name either, so I don't know. Alright, will Intuitive have she plays the tenor saxophone. Emily, is that the one it's called? The one you, or did you change to something different?
What?
You play the tenor sax, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the one you played before that? Yeah, she played the alto sax last time, you know, in the beginning. And then she moved up to the tenor. Yeah, Fiona be remembering the deets over there. Okay, the Lovers reversed and the Death reversed, intuitive. So I feel like these specific opportunities you're talking about are going to be a disappointment, Three of Swords. But the Death reverse tells me that the area you're trying to get employment in or an opportunity in, not to give up on that, because that doesn't mean that's impossible. Just the specific opportunities you're asking about are disappointments. You may go through multiple disappointments in different opportunities in this area, but the Death reverse says don't let the whole vision go. Keep plugging along and applying. So it's not a no for everything, just whatever the opportunities are you're asking me about. All right. Ocean Summer, will R travel to see me in 2026? You're welcome, intuitive. Will R travel to see Ocean Summer in 2026? The hurricane went above Mark, y'all. He was live earlier, and I heard him say it. The Sun reversed. Knight of Cups. Eight of Pentacles reversed. I feel like they're not going to put the work in to make that vision happen, but they are a smooth talker. Knight of Cups. The words they say sound very nice, but the work part, they're not willing to put it in there to make that trip happen. All right. Texas Hold'em. Will I make some money on MO tonight? You're welcome. Now the freaking ads keep popping up on here, and then it blocks out my chat. They finally figured out how to convert it to English, I guess. All right, well, Texas Hold'em make some money on MO tonight. Nope. The Ten of Pentacles says there's times that you do, or times that you, you know, make more than you spend. But tonight I feel like whatever you put in, you're either going to break even or lose. You're going to feel like you're in the same spot you were in before you played. You good, Dan? I can zap them too. I just figured I'd come on here because I fell asleep on y'all last night. Me and my naps. I love naps. By the time I get home some days, I just feel like a nap is inevitable, or either I'm going to be grumpy. The Wheel of Fortune reversed and the Three of Wands reversed. That's why you're going to be in the same position you were in before you started. I don't know why these stupid ads keep making it where my chat goes away. Dan told y'all I was napping. Yep. Sometimes we just need some naps. So save your money for another day. Don't spend all your money gambling, if that's what that is, if it's gambling. Do y'all be playing scratch-offs? I'm too cheap to buy a lottery ticket. I know sometimes they be having like millions of dollars in the jackpot when you play the lottery, but I never do. But wouldn't that be cool to win? Long as you didn't let yourself go nuts with the money. Be cool to win. But then you would just have different problems. You know, I'd be thinking about what it would be like to be rich. You would just have different problems because on this planet, there's always problems. You just got different ones. We live in duality. So even though the problems wouldn't be the same ones, you would trade it in for new problems. I agree, Fiona. You can be able to make your money, like use it as a tool to help people. Some people, you have to watch how much you help because their mindset can't handle it, you know. Not all of them. I mean, it's wonderful to help people. But you know what I mean? Like if you help people too much or you go too far, their mindset can't handle it anyway. What did Dan say? Growing up with my dad driving the bus for the girls' drill team, I had to be up before 5 a.m. so we could get the girls to parades. I have an appointment. I'm up early. Do you get up that early now, Dan, at 5 a.m.? 5 a.m. The only thing I get up to do is pee. I don't know what that means, A Creations. I'll answer the question if you explain to me what I'm asking, what you're asking. And it all makes perfect sense. If you definitely have like a vision to do something good like that, don't give up on it. The world needs more people doing that. And money only basically brings out what you already are. That's my belief. So let's say that someone is really greedy when they're rich. Well, they were greedy when they were poor too. They just had less money to be greedy with, you know. Me too, A Creations. My potential investor messaged me yesterday about Project Turbo. Makes me think he's really interested. It's called old folks time, Dan said. You get up before 5 a.m.? Before 5 a.m. and you're up for the day? That's what I need to be doing in my life. I drag myself out of the bed at 7:15 in time to take Emily to school. Literally. A Creations, I'm going to pull the card, but I don't feel like it works that way, baby. I feel like you're trying to give these cards too much power. Lovers reversed, Four of Pentacles. This is basically like keep the money you have unless it's money you want to play with because it's not likely to manifest. It's not impossible, but Lovers reversed, Four of Pentacles. If it's money you need, don't use it for that because I don't feel like it's going to happen the way you want it to. You don't have Tylenol where you live, Lucky? We be taking Tylenol over here for headaches. I'm hooked on goody powders if I have a headache because they work better. They're probably bad for you, but they work. This music is driving me crazy. It's too sad. I need a happier playlist or something. the depressed version of me must have created that. Good Lord. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan, Dan. Get you a nap around 2 or 3 p.m. The only problem is when I go to take a nap, I stay asleep too long. It'll be like 2 hours long, sometimes even 3. That's the kind of nap when you wake up, it scares you because you forget where you are and what time it is. We have Tylenol, but I think it was banned before, so they promoted Biogesic more than Tylenol. I wonder why it was banned. That's scary. That means it's bad. Sometimes the oxygen mask comes off and I get up real early. It's like you can't get your breath good, Dan. That makes sense. My grandmother has to have oxygen now. She's not like constantly all the time, but she has to have it when she gets like shorter breath and stuff. But this was years ago, as in I was still in grade school. Okay. I don't believe the whole autism is caused by Tylenol thing, Lucky, and that is all I'll say on that matter. As far as I know, like, Tylenol is only bad for you if you basically overtake it. Like, it could do something to your liver, I think. It's apnea. So it wakes you up because you can't catch your breath. That's kind of scary. Never drink booze with Tylenol, because that works on your liver too. Like the 80s to the early 90s. Yeah, I was born in 85, Lucky. I remember when I was a kid, we always took what they called baby aspirin, and they were like orange, and they were really small, and they would like dissolve in your mouth. And in my mind, they tasted like orange pixie sticks. I have no idea like where I came up with that, but see, we're 80s babies, Lucky. That's why we're cool. We got to see the development of the internet. For sure. Imagine Dan, he got to see even more change than us. Oh my Lord, Dan. So even if you have the oxygen on you, if your airway completely closes, you can't get the oxygen. Yeah, Fiona was too. Fiona, was you in high school in the 90s? Let me think about when I would have been in there. I graduated in 2004. So I guess I would have went into like high school. Like I'd have been my daughter's age in like 99 or 2000. Yep, I remember the floppy disk. I can still see them in my mind. Me too, Lucky. I like worked after school. I wasn't a bad kid. I was a pretty good kid. I lost 30 pounds, so I do a lot better now sleeping. Normal breathing is fine. That's crazy how that works. So it's like when you go to sleep, something in your brain shuts off where you can't breathe right. It has to be something to do with you being asleep that does it. If you can breathe fine being awake. Most guys over 45 to 50 have a CPAP. I wonder if women, like why it don't affect women the same. Texas Hold'em, I just do one free question per live, so that way I'm fair to everyone. So you just subscribe to my channel. Now I sound like a sales pitch. You just subscribe to my channel, and when I go live again, you come back and you save your question for then. Oh my gosh. Me too, because that would give me anxiety. I'm glad you can breathe better. It would be scary, like when you're not used to that though in the beginning, you probably had anxiety about going to sleep. That's why people snore. Oh. My ex-husband used to snore. If I fell asleep, like if he fell asleep before me, that's the only time it bugged me. But now, if I fell asleep first, I don't remember him waking me up with it. But their airway is vibrating. I have never, Fiona, I have never really been a scary movie person. I know that sounds nuts. The ones I even remember watching when I was younger was like Scream, and I know them ain't really scary. They're almost like comical. The Scream movies, like we watched them multiple times. And I seen some of the Chucky and Freddy Krueger. I've seen short parts of Jason, but I don't know enough about any of it to say I have a favorite. I'll put it that way because I didn't watch enough to give it a chance. I remember being so scared after watching anything scary. Like if I had to go pee in the bathroom, I'd be scared. I'd have to pull the curtain back. I'm a chicken. I kind of wish I liked it. Like, honestly, the worst scary stuff I watched was the Goosebumps show when I was a child. Do y'all remember the Goosebumps books they had? And then they had a TV series of the Goosebumps. That was about it for me. Fiona said, Chucky scares me. I hate that little ginger. I agree. Anything with scary stuff and a doll is not my vibe. Dan says, I can remember the pilot for Kolchak the Night Stalker. That just sounds like something I'd be scared to watch. You still watch Goosebumps? I didn't even know it was a thing now. I guess you could pull it up though. Anything's on the internet. That's so cool. Yep, Goosebumps was part of my childhood. Eating my macaroni and cheese, watching some Goosebumps. Me too, Sophia. Goosebumps and the Babysitter's Club. That was my vibe. My grandma had like the Nancy Drew books and the Hardy Boys. Like she had them in this bookshelf in her den. And so I would always stay with her a lot and I'd go in there and look at her bookshelf. And that's how I learned about Nancy Drew. Now, I loved me some Nancy Drew books. I used to read them all the time. Yes, Nancy Drew was a vibe. She always had the best little mysterious adventures. And the books I had, they were kind of old because I think that they had probably been there since my aunts were kids. Or either my grandma had gotten them from somewhere, but she had them on like a bookshelf and she collected the Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys. Sweet Valley High, I kind of remember them. I think those were in our library at school. Okay, Lucky. Dracula's hand came out of the ground at night in the desert. For a 9-year-old kid, I wasn't going upstairs to bed. My sister had to get my dad's belt and snap it. Dan said, I don't give a damn. I'll fight the belt first. I'm with you, Dan. That's still me now as a grown-up. I don't like scary stuff. Like, me and scary movies, I don't know. Maybe I'm just like chicken. I don't even like to go outside to my car. Like, I'll give y'all an example of this. So I go buy aloe water, right? And I'll have like 3 or 4 bags of it in the back seat, and I'll be too lazy to bring it inside. So I'll just bring the one I'm drinking in. And let's say it's like 12 o'clock at night on a Friday night. And I get off the live and I'm looking for my aloe water, and I realize that it's in the car. Mind you, I live in the country. It ain't nobody gonna get me. I have to go get my son out of the bed, if he's in the bed or not, or Emily. I'll even make Emily watch me walk to the car. And what they gonna do if something gets me? Nothing. They probably just gonna scream. I don't know. But I have to make them watch me go to the car because I am a chicken. I'm a chicken. I know, Fiona. At least they can call 911 if something grabs me, right? And I've never had anything like really scary happen to me, but I just always been a little bit of a chicken. I think it's probably all part of our childhood to be scared of something under the bed, in the closet, or look behind the shower curtain. Exactly, Dan. That's exactly. I'm serious. They probably would say they'll bring her back. Ain't that the truth, Fiona? That is the truth. People are so nuts now. Like, I'm kind of grateful that I live in a small place. Sometimes it's disheartening because, like, I feel like my kids don't have as many opportunities as bigger places sometimes, as many options to do things and try things and all that. But there's a lot of good to living in a small place, too. Because we don't really have any crime, you know. Our little police reports in the paper are very, you know, like someone doing drugs. Not saying that's bad, you know, that's still bad, but it's not like violent crime all the time, you know. And I'm grateful for that. So if you ever have some babies, just move to a small town till they get grown. Not saying it's impossible for something to happen, but it's a lot less likely. Amen, Dan. They sure do. Except for me, I don't talk to anyone, so, you know. But yeah, they do know your business. And if they don't know it, they gossip about what they think it could be. Because they don't have anything better to do. They got to learn your business. But I don't even care if they know my business. They ain't nothing to know. Y'all know more business than they do, I'm sure. Well, I'm going to be at the football game tomorrow night, y'all, so y'all got to be cheering for my team. I don't even know how to tell what team is winning. I'm just there for the halftime show. I just be thinking, run and put that football on the side that you're supposed to for the touchdown. You know, that's about all I know. Go, man, go. That's the extent of my sports knowledge. Hey, Emmy, didn't you want me to write you a check?
I was just going to see if I had $20 because I don't know who to make it out to.
It don't say anything on the paper about make it out to someone?
No, I don't have a paper.
Does Madison have a copy?
No, we turned it in.
Oh. I could give you a blank check and you can fill in the block to pay it to someone. Well, look and see if you got it, and if you don't, I'm going to write you a check because I ain't got no cash. You can do it right now. I'm looking. What'd you need, a 20?
Yeah.
All right, well, here, use this, and then I'll just give it back to you. You're welcome. They need to take checks like the old days.
I don't know when they get up to.
Okay. When my sister was in nursing school doing her rounds at a hospital, she came home and sat on a bed, and she felt the bed compressed down right next to her. I think she brought something back with her. And that did not scare her. We don't fear the dead in this family. It's the living we worry about. I would have pissed my pants, Fiona. I still would have pissed my pants. Even if it wouldn't have been nothing that had a body. It would have scared me. I've actually seen like documentaries about people having ghost encounters, and that is something that happens to them. There will be like an imprint in the bed from that thing, whatever it is. I know it, Dan, and I don't have cash hardly ever. And she always needs it for school, like for this club or this field trip. And I'm like, I just need to start every Friday, get some cash out of the bank. Because all I have is a debit card. I'm too reliant on my debit card. What if it freezes up one day? I'm going to just be stuck, you know? I'm way too reliant on that thing. I still have checks, though, for like random times I can write a check for something. They'll still take a check from me. Again, that small town thing, because I have a checking account at the small town bank here. They probably would know where I live and come get me if it was a bad check. Okay. Did you get the 20? Yes, Dan, they try to pick on them, like they try to get views and clicks from it. It's crazy. I hear things where I am now, Marley. I'll see shadows on the walls. Things will just fall off the shelves for no reason. It doesn't scare me. I don't feel anything bad here. Honestly, it could just be like a spirit that lived there before or was in the area before or something. It could be something harmless, you know. And the fact that it doesn't scare you should be like all the proof you need, because I think if it was something bad, like when I say bad, I mean evil, you would feel some type of way around it. You know what I mean? It's probably just completely innocent. Just someone already is occupying this space because they lived there before or something. Is it an old place you live, Fiona? Like, does it have history behind it? I've definitely experienced some weird spiritual stuff. I can't explain, but I haven't messed with anything on... Me neither, Sophia. I definitely don't mess with anything on purpose either. I'm with you. I'm not in the business of calling it up. Built in the 70s, so yeah. It's got 60 years of history at least, and then the ground under it even more. I heard this on a TV show one day, like, we think sometimes, you know, like, we are living in a house for a short period, but really, it's the house that's the long-term person there. Not person, but long-term thing there, you know. I can't remember how they said it, but it really made sense to me. It's like for a short period, we're a part of the house's life or the land's life. you know, because it's the land that's going to be there when we leave, or the house, or whatever.
Good night.
Good night. I'm about to come to bed. This whole area used to be a golf course, and you can see the rolling hills and stuff. Dan said, thanks, I was born in the 60s. Oh, wow, Sophia. Yours is 100 years old. My mom lived in a house, and she sold that house in 2020. But I lived there with her. No, it was 2022, because I lived there with her in 2020, so I got the years mixed up. But I remember we looked it up, and it was like the oldest occupied house in the town. Like currently active people living in it or whatever. I had just been remodeled over the years and everything. And there was like this shed in the back, and it always gave me this eerie vibe, the shed. I can't like tell you why, like it didn't feel right or something, so I just didn't hang out there very much. She didn't call you old, Dan, but now that you mentioned it. And that also proves that things were built different back then, making me sound like a random old lady right now, but the older things had better quality. Now it's all about consumerism. Everything is built to not last, so you have to buy a replacement very quickly. Nothing is built to where you can keep it to last. Me too, Fiona. They always have character. Even if they've been redone, you can tell it's an old house. Like my mom still had the old doorknobs, the doors with the old doorknobs and stuff. The original doors were still in there. And you could just tell. Yes, Sophia, because the old, like this piece of furniture, I don't know how old it is, but it was my grandmother's, and that's why I kept it. I put it in here because of course it didn't match my living room, and I figured I could use her chair. I think it's supposed to be a love seat. I don't know. But like even the cushion, like new furniture, I have a living room suit I got a year ago. And the cushions are already like worn looking. It's only been 1 year and it was new when I got it. It was a cheaper living room suit, but still 1 year. This cushion is completely perfect. Like it has no wear on it at all. A little bit on the arms, like where the brown is coming off a little bit, like the finish. But even the carving and stuff looks good on it. The upholstery, it's the original, and it's still, like, there's no telling how old this thing is. You can look at it and tell, but it looks new. I agree, Dan. They made things to last back then. I would rather, in this day and age, pay higher prices, and I know everything's high anyway, but I'm saying I would rather pay more money, even more than we do now, for stuff to have higher quality. If it was like a well-known fact that the things would have higher quality if we gave more money to accommodate for the person's time and effort, then, you know, I would do it. I really do feel like I would have loved living in the 40s. I'd be comfortable in that era, but as a female, I probably would have liked it better in the 70s. And Fiona, this is going to make me sound crazy, but I would have liked to live in the 50s, but only with a good husband, because, you know, women, they were oppressed in what, like, not every woman, but, you know, some of them had to, like, what's the way I can say this and not sound like an idiot? they had to, like, you know, there was shows with them wearing the high heels while they're serving dinner, and nothing wrong with that exact thing as long as the woman wants to do those things. But I just think the vibe of the 50s was just like warm and fuzzy. As long as you had good husband and good people around you. I'm sure it wouldn't have been good as a woman if you were oppressed, but everyone probably didn't live that way, you know. If every, you know, if you could just have that good dynamic in your home, I would have been happy with it. You love seeing all the nice carvings and attention. Yes, even in this furniture, it has all these different the way it's like, I don't know, carved out different lines in it. And like I said, the only wear on it is on the armrest right here. It's like some of the finish, and I could probably sand it like with a piece of sandpaper and refinish those spots, and you wouldn't even be able to tell. But I'm good with it. It gives it character, you know. Even this thing I read on is an old antique cedar chest that we found at an antique store when I was pregnant with Emily. And it has the opening like this way, you know, like people used to put them at the foot of their beds and they would put blankets and stuff in them. And we just we sanded it down and painted it the colors of her nursery and put her name on it. And we used it as a toy box for like when she was real little. And now she don't have room for it, and I didn't want to get rid of it because it was so, I don't know, sentimental. So I use it as a table to read tarot to y'all on it. Hey, Tubi. I guess I'm going to go, y'all, because she done went to bed, and I'm going to go in there and lay down. I have an early day tomorrow and a football game. People nurtured each other. A person, man, woman could get a 25-year job or pension. That didn't exist by 85 when you, exactly, Dan. That's what I'm saying. I would have been good as a 50s wife with that husband that could afford to send both kids to college, and we could afford our house. You know what I mean? Like, as long as he wasn't mean to me, I could have vibed with it. I would have been like, I don't know, 25 in the 50s. Been born in like what, 1930? That would have been my vibe. Yeah, Fiona, that's why I've got to have like a good husband or a good dad or something. I would have had to have that part. Like I want to be able to pick all those things, which I know isn't possible, but you know what, Tubi? Sometimes we just keep getting doors slammed in our face, and the only time we fail is when we quit trying. You just have to dust yourself off and keep knocking. I know that's annoying to hear, but I've been there before, so I know how it feels, and I sympathize with you. When we feel stuck, it sucks. Oh, and you said, and when you picked a card for me, it says no. It's okay. You're going to take it. You're going to start looking at the things you're grateful for anyway. I do understand that you're annoyed by it. I know, frustrated. It's for real. I get it. I've been exactly there before, I promise. Lost everything but the clothes I had on. And the children I bore. I'm trying to make you laugh, but it's true. Me too, Fiona. That's why I probably would have been like a rebel in the 50s, man. They probably would have tried to like cut my leg off or something for punishment. I'd have been like, this is my Capital One hoe. You know? I would have had to have one of them submissive husbands or something for that day and age. proof of that is like I've been married twice and divorced twice. Like, I don't know. I just don't know how to do it, really, I guess. That would have been me, Sophia. They would have had this little poster up to, like, you know, advertise for the movie, and I would have been thought of as like the outcast in town, the rebel without a cause, the lady with the southern drawl that's a rebel without a cause. Because I would have had to have my freaking own autonomy, like she said, like, you know. Ah. Yes, Fiona, I was. So I have a son, right? And when I got married, I had him. Then I got divorced and I married my daughter's dad. My son's dad, we were high school sweethearts. And then now we're not. I mean, we're not like on bad terms or nothing. We just, I don't regret divorcing him, I'll put it that way. I'll be polite about it. I'm glad I'm not married anymore. And then I had been pretty much with someone my whole life. So in 2019, when I got this last divorce, I was like, you know what? I'm about to go on my own for a minute and see how that is. And it's so peaceful that I don't think I'm ever doing it again. Now, if you get a good husband or wife on the first try, even the second try, you know. But every time you get married and divorced, you have to start completely over pretty much. I mean, not everything, not every situation is the same, but you got to start over. It's like a death in your life almost. A way of life that you have to change completely. And I just don't want to do that no more. It's just so peaceful. If I want to come home and eat macaroni and cheese for supper and watch the Gilmore Girls and then come on here and talk to y'all, no one complains about it. And it's great. My washing machine is so loud, Tubi. You got it. And it's still peaceful. See, things like that you have to deal with once you get a divorce and you have to start over. Loud washing machine, but I'll take it. You know, it's just like that adds character to my life. My loud washing machine. Don't forget my dryer, the sound it makes when it's done. It sounds like we need to like get down under something because there's a huge alarm going off to warn us of incoming danger. You're right, Dan, and you have to keep growing with that person because if it gets stale and you're not growing, at least one of you isn't growing. Like, it takes both people, you know? It's just a lot of work. Oh, that's cool, Tubi. You have the combination one. So it's all in one, washer and a dryer. You got some new fancy stuff. That's what Carol Burnett said. If she ever got married again, he would have to live next door. She likes eating when she wants, watching TV when she wants, and sleeping when she wants. I'm with her. And if you've been married like once, I can see you wanting to try again. But I was very young when I got married the second time, and I didn't like give the first one time to process either. So I was like, it was too close together in my opinion. And then now, it's been like 6 years since I've been married, and I'm good. So you start from like it's washed, and then when you get done, it's dry and clean. That is cool. That's fancy. I got married in July, and I'm happy, but my day-to-day has had those little changes for sure. Well, I'm glad that you're happy, Sophia, and there are plenty of marriages that are happy, and they make it a whole lifetime, but it just takes work, and as long as both people's doing the work, it's all right, I think. What gets sad and discouraging is when one person's trying to save it or make it work and the other person gives up internally, Because a lot of times one of them will like give up internally before it's over, you know? And then that one person's trying to do all the work, and then the other one is just pretty much they've already given up. They just haven't left yet, right? So, but yeah, there's plenty of people that have successful marriages. So that's a good thing, and congratulations to you. My little cousin, Hannah, she got her bachelor's degree in accounting. I'm up here telling all her business, but not enough for y'all to know anything, right? So when she graduated, she moved to Atlanta and she started working. And she had a boyfriend, like a serious boyfriend, for a few years. And then I would only see her like at Christmas and stuff. And before I knew it, he was out of the picture. And she was alone for like a few years. And I was thinking, you know, I hope because she's a really good girl. I'm like, I really hope she finds someone. And I'll be damned, she's like 33 now. She got married 1 or 2 years ago because we went to the wedding. And he's the nicest, most perfect fit for her. And I don't know, it's just like, you know, they're meant to be together when you see them. They just fit. You know, those couples you see, you don't see them very often, but they have like a chemistry, a vibe. They fit. They are like a unit. And I'm so proud for her because she didn't just settle for anyone. And she's proof that even if you're 30 before you find that person, that's all right. Don't settle for someone just to have them, because that's when it usually ends up being like blah. I had to tell her you said that, Fiona. I'd be like, Hannah, see, I was on my channel telling your life story, and they like your name. She'd probably say, what? Exactly, Dan. Be having to put that work in. And you have to like be caring, and the other person has to do it too. That's the only thing that's like discourages is when you see like one doing the work and the other one not. That's what's sad. But when you got both of them doing the work, y'all can do whatever you want in life. All right, y'all, I'm going to get off of here because Emily done went to bed. And I like to always speak to her before she goes to sleep, even if she don't want me to. I probably won't see y'all tomorrow because we're going to the football game, but Saturday I know y'all will see my face, okay? I hope y'all have a good Friday. It was nice to meet you too, Sophia. You're going to have to come in here and hang out with us again. Good night to you, Barbie. Good night, Dan. Yep. We just a chill channel, Sophia. We just be vibing. All right. I see y'all Saturday, okay? All right. Love you. Bye.